Hi everyone, my name is Anita Ladhani. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and an energy practitioner, and it's been a while. As you know, I was in Spain visiting, just traveling with my kids, and wanted to talk to you about something that happened there. So, we had a lot of delicious tapas, and we ate in delicious restaurants all across, Spain, whether it was Madrid, whether it was, Sevilla, Toledo, Granada, and Cordoba, of course. And Granada was our last stop. So by the time we got to Granada, we had really experienced delicious food in Spain and the different hospitality. And so it was our last night there. And we had some not so great food. So I said, it's our last dinner. Let's go into some place good. Let's not try to, and Granada was expensive, by the way, food wise. So the kids were like, we had some not so yummy food the day before. We had spent a lot of money and it was not worth it. So we were like, should we do it? Should we not do it? So the kids were trying to, be frugal, because for lunch we had picked a frugal place and we had delicious food closer to our Airbnb versus a central area. So for dinner, they were like, Mom, what should we do? And I'm like, you know what? It's our last night. Let's just go. Let's just have a nice meal. So we walk into this really fancy meal. We didn't look at the price. And, part of me was nervous because, of course, I'm trying to stay within our budget, but it's we're good. We look at the menu. It's a sushi, sort of a fusion place, and we were done eating Spanish food. So we're like, bring it. And, the waiter sits us down and understand something. It's about 8:30, okay? Dinner in Spain starts about 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's when it really starts kicking in. So we were literally walking into an empty restaurant at 8:30. And the waiter's very strict. He's a tall guy, good-looking guy, with a beard and very proper, not smiling. Yes, you want to sit, come sit down. He sits us down. It was four of us. And, meantime, we're talking. And, of course, he can hear us, right? Because we're looking at the prices on the menu. I'm calling him over saying, hey, what is this? How big is this? And what is this and whatnot? So I'm sensing an attitude from this guy, okay? And I don't do well with attitudes. I don't do well with waiters giving me nonsense. So whatever, we still order food. We still end up having a good meal. By that time, the restaurant's filling up. We order a couple of rolls. We order seconds. And then it's time for dessert. And still, the guy has not cracked a smile, right? And I'm like, dude, what is up with this waiter? Like, he's really got, a bone to pick with us. Like, what is his issue? Whatever. So he says, do you want dessert? Do you want coffee? So we go through the menu and we picked four delicious desserts. One of them being carrot cake. My kids wanted carrot cake. Like, why would you go to Spain and order carrot cake? But the others were exotic Spanish desserts, so we made up for it. And then I ordered my coffee and we feasted, right? Finally, the bill comes. And I was by that time done with this waiter. Like, really bad attitude. Like, come on, dude. It wouldn't kill you to smile. So the guy comes to the table, and I give him the money, I pay the check, and I look at him, and of course in my little facetious self, because there was nothing nice about what I was going to say and why I was going to say it, I said to him, you really should try smiling more. You have a really mean face. And of course, mind you, he doesn't understand English very well. I don't speak Spanish very well. And my kids are like, Mom, stop it, like you're being rude. And this guy goes, I can't smile. And I'm really getting irritated by now, right? I'm like, what do you mean you can't smile? Like, I'm like, you're a freaking waiter. Your job depends on being polite to people. Like, what kind of tips are you going to make? Of course, I can't say any of these things to him because he doesn't understand most of what I'm saying. I can barely understand what he's saying, between our Spanish and English issues. And I goes, what do you mean you can't smile? And he opens his mouth and he goes, I have braces. He goes, it's ugly. I can't smile. And immediately we felt like jerks, right? All four of us were like, whoa. I go, you still have a great smile. And he goes, no, but in 3 weeks they're coming out, so I'll be okay, but I can't smile. And instantly, we saw this man who we thought was this arrogant, jerkish, rude waiter. We saw him from that to just a vulnerable, insecure guy who was just so insecure about his braces that he didn't feel comfortable smiling. And of course, we thought it was us. And, I thought it was because he thought we were cheap and we were looking at the menu and that was such an important lesson for us because we of course, ended up tipping. And in Spain, you don't normally tip because they charge you 10% as a rule, no matter where you go, they charge you. But if their service is extraordinary, you could always tip extra. But once he walked away with the bill, we were just dumbfounded, and we looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, like, poor guy, we felt so bad for him. We felt so much compassion for him. And it was such a huge lesson because, this reminded me of the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, where he says, don't take anything personally. That's one of the agreements. And the explanation of that is that, don't take anything personally, because people usually, what anyone that's doing anything has nothing to do with you, although it may seem like it does. It has everything to do with what's going on in their life, and it's always a projection of them, their own stuff going on. Nothing usually to do with you. Even if they're telling you it's your stuff, it's usually not your stuff. And it's fascinating that I'm sitting in Granada on that last night, and this lesson is reiterated to me. Is that, here I am thinking that he was judging me because I looked like a bummy tourist. We've been traveling, we were stinky, we were like looking at prices, and I thought he just thought we were these cheap brown people who couldn't afford, and we shouldn't have walked into the restaurant, and all these tapes, my own crap was going through my head. Meantime, the guy was just insecure about his braces. And so lesson learned again. Is don't take anything personally, don't judge people, give people a break, understand that they may be going through something that we may not even, have any idea of, and just be kind, be more respectful, and just be gentle with each other. Anyways, I just had to share this little incident that happened. Love and light, take care, God bless, bye-bye.